Battlefield 6 was revealed today during an EA livestream. There was a lot more information about the game that they didn't reveal during that livestream. So let's get to it. Welcome to Zgadgetreview. So the name for Battlefield 6 is going to be Battlefield 2042. And obviously, as the year tells you, it's a game that's set into the future. So in the game, we have the US against Russia. The US and Russia are in a war. And so that's what the game technically is about. One of the big reveals is that the game won't have a single player campaign. So the game is going to be mainly multiplayer. Now you can play online with other people, or you can play using the AI characters. They did say that obviously the best version of the game will be online, playing against other people. And the AI version of the game will be mostly as a training type of thing, which to me is a little bit of an issue because here we go again with a multiplayer game that's online only. Meaning that once again, we're going to be dependent on the company keeping those servers alive for as long as you want to play this game. And as I've stated in other videos, I feel that if this is going to be the case going forward, there needs to be some sort of expectations on how long this game will run online. They also say that the game is going to ship with some of the largest maps in franchise history. And the areas are going to be South Korea, Singapore, Egypt, Qatar, and a huge map in Antarctica. As you can see during the trailer, there is this map that is set on a snow area that will be Antarctica. There's also going to be live elements that are going to change and disrupt what happens in the map. So for example, when you see in the trailer that there's this giant rocket, that rocket will sometimes take off as it should, other times will explode in place. As you can also see in the trailer, you'll have weather elements that can change the gameplay as this tornado that appears in the map shows. There will be some differences between next-gen consoles and current-gen consoles, or last-gen consoles, I guess we should say. The regular Xbox and the PS4 maps are only going to hold up to 64 players, while next-gen consoles will hold up to 128 players. That's an insane amount of players. And no, do not call any of this Battle Royale because Battelfield has said that this game doesn't have a Battle Royale mode. Officially, I guess you will say. Because I personally will consider 128 players in a map a Battle Royale. Even if you will say, well, they're dividing half and half, on each side, it's still, 64 players on each side. That is a crazy amount of players. So to me, it's pretty much Battle Royale. Not only that, but the maps will also be a little smaller on last-gen consoles than on next-gen consoles. Pretty much what this means is if you want the best experience for Battlefield, you better get your hands on a next-gen console, even if they're not really available right now. Another new addition to Battlefield 2042 is specialists. So there's going to be a total of 10 different specialists. All of them are going to come with their own unique specialist trade and their own specialty, but the loadouts will be fully customizable, so you can change whatever weapon you want on it, and you have 10 to choose from, which in the past usually were only 4 different classes that you can pick from. So this should give you a big variety of gameplays and replayability every time you want to play the game. The game will come with 3 different modes, and that's going to be All-Out Warfare, Hazard Zone, and a third secret mode that we'll probably hear about during EA's press conference on June 13th. Make sure you subscribe to that for videos, and I will be doing live streams during E3, so make sure you keep your eyes open for those. All-Out Warfare will include Conquest and Breakthrough, and Hard Zone is going to be a squad-based mode. As I said earlier, they are not calling any of these modes Battle Royales. Obviously, these maps are going to be huge, so I expect that at some point Battlefield will get a Battle Royale mode, Because it only makes sense that if your game can hold 128 players in one map, and the maps are gigantic, that it wouldn't be too hard to make it so every player goes against each other, and for your Battle Royale game to be a huge Battle Royale game with 128 players. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it seems that this game is going to be also a live service type game, and that this probably isn't going to be a once and done Battlefield game. They did announce that the game will have different seasons, and each season will have a new battle pass. If this sounds familiar, that's because every single free-to-play game does that, and Battlefield will be following that scheme. The difference is that you will have to pay full price for this game. And you better get ready because it's going to cost you, especially if you are on a next-gen console. The game is going to ship for $70 on the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S, while last-gen consoles, PS4 and Xbox, are going to still be sold for $60. There was no announcement about the game coming to Xbox Game Pass. If there's anything about that, it is probably going to be announced at EA's press conference during E3. The game will be available on October 22nd for all platforms. Oh, also, if you have a PC, the game will be $60 for you. Let's go over what you get for each edition. All right, so we have the standard edition, which is going to be $60 if you are on the PS4, Xbox, or PC, and I'm talking about last gen consoles. And that one you get early access to the open beta, Baku, ACB90 Epic Melee Takedown Knife, Mr. Chumpy, Epic Weapon Charm, Landfall Player Card Background, and Old Guard Tag. As you can see, here is the Baku ACB90, Mr. Chumpy, and the Landfall Player Card, and whatever else. Now, if you obviously do the next gen console, that same version of the game is going to cost you $70. And let's go for the next tier up, which is the Gold Edition. And the Gold Edition is going to cost $89.99 on PC and $99.99 on consoles. And this version of the game gives you early access to game launch. So as you can see there, you can start playing the game on October 15th. Early access to the open beta, the same three things that you get on the standard edition, which is your pre-order incentive. Then we have year one pass, which gets you 4 new specialists, 4 battle passes, 3 epic skin bundles, and a cross-gen bundle. So the gold edition is going to be like Call of Duty Cold War did, where if you buy the middle of the pack game that's more expensive, you get that next gen version and the last gen version. So if you don't have a Xbox Series X or a PS5 yet, you can buy this bundle and then you'll be future-proofed pretty much. Lastly, we have the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition is going to be $109.99 on PC and $119.99 on consoles. Now, the Ultimate Edition also gives you access to the game on October 15th, early access to the beta, same incentives, the year one pass, but then you get the Midnight Ultimate Bundle, official digital art book, and exclusive digital soundtrack. You will get a digital art book, which I never understand why they do these digital art books. I mean, I do understand it is cheaper for them. They make more money by selling you this bundle with something digital than if they were actually going to print a book and send you the book or give you the book with the physical purchase of the game, which I would personally prefer to have a physical book that I could use as a coffee table book, for example, instead of, a digital art book that I'm probably going to look once and then never again. Now, some surprises are that if you are an EA Play member, you'll be able to play on October 15th as well, along with the people who buy the more expensive versions of the game for 10 hours. So you have a 10-hour head start over everybody else. Well, not everybody else, everybody who buys the regular version of the game. Well, I am excited about what I've seen in the game, and it looks like it will be fun, and I cannot wait to try out those maps with, the live weather systems and all these things. I do have some concerns. Battlefield is going to become this game that they're going to milk for as much as they can with seasons, and Game Pass and Season Passes. As we can see there, you're going to have to buy specialists and skins and all that. So this is pretty much going to follow the same pattern that Call of Duty has followed, that got started with Rainbow Six Siege. They are going to milk us for every single thing on this game when it comes to the season passes. Obviously, they're going to be adding modes in the future. I'm sure 100% that they're going to add a Battle Royale mode to this game at some point. Could they add single player campaign? Maybe, probably not. But I could see that they could do that also. I mean, you have all the elements there for a single player campaign. The world is ravaged due to the climate. There's people who don't have a country. And then the US is against Russia, I'm assuming, for world domination. So you can create some sort of story from that. Will they do that in the future? If they do, it will really suck, because that will mean that they would have held back the single player campaign from us in order to add it later and give us an incentive to play the game. There's going to be gameplay reveal on June 13th on EA's press conference. This obviously is just a cinematic trailer. So if you want to watch real gameplay, we will be seeing that at EA E3 conference. I will be doing live streaming for E3 conferences. I will create a small schedule. I will also schedule my streams so you know when I'll be live. So go ahead and subscribe to those. Make sure you are keeping an eye on those live streams. I will really appreciate your support. What do you think about this Battlefield 2042? Are you kind of like, oh, I wish they wouldn't do so many microtransactions that we can see coming? Does it look exciting to you? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.